Alright, well, we're doing things. I've got a floor hole issue. I mean, this floor gets super hot. I just drove it and I think like all of this was like about 200 degrees. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and chop out all this rust, then we'll repair it. Alright, you know, typical of me. I just filmed a bunch of crap all summer and they have no endings to them basically. So, first clip you just saw, I said I was gonna fix the floor. Well, I did fix the floor. So there it is. I mean, it's held up since I did it. The other side is a little less crazy. Just because that was going to take a little bit more, so I just threw a license plate on there, you know, the old license plate patch. I mean, you can't even see the massive hole in there anymore, so I'd say it's working. But yeah, I got some more repairs to do. Got all that, so. But yeah. I don't think wasn't able to film it, but I did tint the windows myself with some I don't even remember what company it is, Broken Realms. That's their purple. Turned out okay. There is issues, but I'm happy with it for my first time ever tinting. So yeah, I think that's all there is for that update. On to the rest of the all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, just got his message.
Alright, so kind of been busy, just trying to get this shop cleaned up and ready for winter, even though we're not even close to winter, but I still want to be prepared. So far, gotten a lot of this stuff cleaned up. We got the compressor down from up there, it's there now. It's probably going to end up outside eventually, inside of its own compressor house. That'd be nice because I'll gain that much more floor space. So then the cabinet that was there as well is now on this side in here. So I walled this off to try and keep the powder over here. So I made the powder coat ovens right there, and then I usually spray my powder over in that corner. So trying to contain it onto this side. I also want to eventually, when I have money, buy a wall AC and put one over here. Maybe get one of those Mr. Bodie heaters or whatever the heck these things are. Whatever the heck. I'm trying to remember. Mr. Cool, I think that might be it. Like the ones that mount on the wall and then they have the outside thing. They're like $900, but they got it. Some of them have a heat function and a cool function, so that could be kind of nice. But yeah, so got everything over here. Cabinets over here. Still nothing really permanent over here, but we're working on it. And the CNC plasma table still chilling in that corner. And over here, just got done going through there. Got all my totes down here for storage. So Paul's crap is now in here. He's still got to do some organization. We pretty much just got it down here because we got this thing in here. So Tanner came over to the tractor again, and we did some moving of some dirt. Paul's pop-up is now this pop-up, which is where the Fiero is living. Its final resting place until I feel like working on it again. It's been stealing all my joy, so it's sitting in there for a little bit until I feel like fixing it. So, update on that thing. Took it to autocross and it was leaking transmission fluid. So I got to pull it back out. It's probably the freeze plug that you got to pull that you put JB weld back on. I'm pretty sure the JB weld probably popped off. So if I had to guess, but I want to get rid of the twin disc. We're going to go back to a Spec 3 Plus clutch and detune it down because I don't really need 500 horsepower for autocross. So that's my plan for that. And then right now, working on this thing. Vivor sent this over. So I'm working on getting this set up. Kind of cool. It's got a grinder pen on it, so that's kind of sick. and it's got a buffing wheel on it, so now I can actually buff things. And they also sent me those loading ramps. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to use it for quite yet. So, but yeah, all my mini quads I sold, and my go-kart I sold. So, one more thing that I got rid of. I've thought about getting rid of the Grom, and I've also thought about getting rid of the e-bike. Just trying to consolidate down. I ideally want to buy a trailer, so kind of got to get rid of things that are taking up space and money. So this motor is that NA motor. I got to pull the heads off of the knocking motor and put them on here, and then that motor can go get scrapped. And then this will be the backup motor. I need to find me some backup T5 transmissions for the old S13 out there. I also just bought that fan, and it actually feels good. So, needs it. With that door open, and that door open, and that, it definitely feels, I mean, it's still hot in here, but it's definitely nicer. So, but yeah, working on getting all this cleaned up. And, yeah, and the shop should be pretty well cleaned up. I moved the TV up there, and then the sound system that I got going on in here. So that powers the amp, and I got a little charger there that keeps that maintained. It's a marine battery, so it can take the beating. Yeah, this thing's barely turned up because it gets pretty loud if it is up. So, but yeah, that's enough jabberjawing and enough but yes for an update video. So hopefully I can get back onto the old saddle here and start trying to post more before this channel completely turns into nothing. So I know I waited a long time on the last video and it didn't get very many views. So I do need to start filming crap again and getting back on that. And hopefully trying to make videos that are actually not ADHD and all over the fucking place. So, but yeah, so that's the update. We'll see what else happens. Probably get this thing done, put this thing together, and then yeah, that's about all I really got planned today. I got all my stuff cleaned up. The last bit that needed to be cleaned, this logger needed to be gone through real bad. So, all right, let's get that thing together. Alright, so thing actually works pretty good. Not too bad. Put like a little ball one on there. Fucked around a little bit, you know, the usual YouTube thing. So yeah, pretty simple. Just put the things on there, put the covers on there, and too easy. This thing's pretty cool. It's actually removable. There's a plug that you can put in there. It actually came with all the stuff. So yeah, if you take that off, use that guy. You hold the wheel. There might be a lock somewhere on it, but you know how we do. We didn't read no instructions. So, but yeah. So if you do take out this, you can put this plug back in there. And this thing, there's a little line here. You just spin this till it lines up with the hole, and then you put that little lock in there, and then you can get the tools off. So, not too shabby of a little guy. So should do what I needed to do, and that'll be nice. It's a nice addition to the toolbox. Alright, been working on this thing kind of today. I took off one of the fairings, skinned it in carbon. That's over there. Just gotta wait till tomorrow to burn the cure. I went ahead and got the paint off the tank. Looks like it used to be a silver tank. The paint job that was on there was not the best, because acetone softens it right up and comes right off. Kind of made a mess on some of the stuff. These used to be like that, anodized red. Pro tip, if you want to get anodizing off, use oven cleaner. That's what I'm using right here. Let's see how well it works on that. I mean, I've used it a couple of times. Typically it works pretty good. Got it agitated a little bit. Let it sit. Spray more on it. But yeah, so we'll try and get these things back to silver. I'm not a fan of the red. I hate the red. I want that red gone too. I'm just too lazy to pull the bars off to get rid of that. I actually want to get black ones. So actually I cut my lever too the other day. I prefer that stuff just because of the stunt riding stuff. So, but yeah, that's all I got for right now. All right, well, this confusing disaster, Jesus. So I got the coil plugs out. Now I just need to get the spark plugs. So they got them. There's cylinder 2, 3. Could be wrong. That could be 2 and that could be 3. And there's one over in that corner, and then there's one over there. Now I just gotta get the spark plugs out. That's gonna be the real fun part. So, yeah, there's all sorts of hoses going everywhere. Boy, is this fun. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the spark plugs changed out. Going to some Autolite XS 4303s, and then I ordered some used coils because I am poor boy. So hopefully that fixes my like mid-range stutter. So if not, well, I don't know. But we're gonna get new spark plugs in it, so at least we'll know that's happened. So let's get that in. All right, got the new ones in. These are the ones that were on there. Not the worst. I mean, I do see, there's some rust on there. Let's see if we can shine some light in there. So it's not the prettiest thing inside there. Yeah, you can see how it's kind of crusty down in there. So they're all kind of like that. So now we just gotta shove it back together. I think I'm gonna clean this because I opened this one and this one got stuck. These ones, but they all do have like that coating on them. So I'm gonna probably give them a little wipe down. I don't know what those things do, but they're dirty, so I might as well clean them. Alright, so trying to quiet this thing down. So I made this. It's an auger style muffler, kind of what I did on the Furo. Got 4 baffles on there. And then I took this, lined it up, cut some slits. So then theoretically, when that's in there, you'll be able to see through there. So I'll just put some weld through there that'll attach those. So hopefully avoid any sort of rattle. I don't think you'll hear it anyhow. And then we'll just weld that back on. So let's weld that thing in. Time to go to my first drift event. Should be a blast. Slapped an intake on it. Did all the prep last night. I put the fucking battery hold down, electrical tape the positive terminal. Put socks around all the reservoirs. So hopefully no issues. So let's have a good day. It looks like it's gonna rain today, so it's not a big deal. It means my tires will last longer. So let's see if I can do this thing. Day 2, first day I didn't get anything, wasn't able to film. Maybe I'll be able to find some clips, if people upload them. Otherwise, yeah, not too bad, having a lot of fun. Tanner came down, so he'll be filming some stuff, so I'll have some actual clips from the outside, so sick. Alright, have fun. All right, so the recap on the drifting. It actually went pretty well. The only thing that I ran into an issue on was I did not put any breathers on the valve cover, or on either one of the valve covers. So I actually blew out both the valve cover gaskets. I did run into an issue where my shifter bolts kind of came loose on me too, but got everything fixed there. So yeah, now we got the catch can on there, welded on bungs. So now it's not even close to an issue. It was burning oil really bad too. I know in some of them clips, if you look at like on that last corner, it showed a big old puff of smoke. So I was experiencing, so I was entering in third. You could see like I was just I couldn't keep enough wheel speed, just didn't have enough power. Buddy suggested go to 17s. So I've actually got, that's what the next clip's gonna be, me cleaning these 17s here. So actually right now I have the 17s in the front and the 18s in the back because I corded these 17s already. I can't imagine why. The next bunch of clips that you're gonna see will explain why I go through tires. It's actually pretty impressive. So these are actually the tires that I used that whole drift event. I did like 30, 40 runs, probably more around, somewhere around there between the 2 days. I think I did like 3 runs on the 1552s. So the rest were all on here, and yeah, we still not even close to the tread mark. So these are Acceleras from Tire Streets. You can use code Garageless 15 on there. Yeah, that's who I like my tire. I like these tires too much. I don't think I'll run anything else. They're, especially when you get them on their cheap times. I just ordered 10 of them. I've got 10 sitting for next year. There's literally a stack sitting right there of 10 tires. I mean, 4 already got to go on there to replace the winter tires that came on these 17s. Yeah. Oh, and then in case you didn't notice, I'm building a trailer. That will be in a different video. Yeah. That's kind of just the gist. Oh, and then I guess you probably saw the other S13. That'll get explained later. Yeah. Great event. I had a lot of fun. I will be doing more of that for sure. Buddy Bob helped me out a lot. That's who you saw giving you the bird. That is my buddy Bob. And that's kind of the reason why I got into drifting, because he did some ride-alongs with me and like a couple years ago, and it's fun, and it's even more fun to drive. So yeah, if you ever go to a drift event and just do ride-alongs, it's an amazing thing. If you can't afford to drift, just go do some ride-alongs. You'll have a blast doing that. Yeah, otherwise I did pretty good. I think like Buddy rode with me like 3 laps, and he's like, yeah, you don't need me anymore. You'll figure it out. I was already linking the whole track within reason, because I don't have enough power to get from that big bend all the way over to the other one, or I'm just not coming in with enough oomph. So, yeah. All right, on to the next couple clips. You know, it's been a while, so we're gonna try and do some YouTubing. So I picked up, I've wanted this for a while, tried working with them, didn't want to work with me, so, yeah, I got the Dream Color from, what is that, Opti 7, something like that. Yeah, so putting some underglow on the old drift missile here. So this is why I actually like this kit over most. So I've done the cheap kits, and you just do like a piece of metal and clear shrink tubing. Works just great if you want to use a cheap kit. This stuff is in an aluminum rail, which is pretty tits, and it's got a cover on it. I mean, it looks like it overall really good. Every one of the connections is like a waterproof one, so I haven't looked to see here. It's a 3-wire, which is all right. So the only downfall with like a 3-wire over a 4-wire for these LEDs is if any of the like if an LED dies, it'll kill the rest of them. So kind of sucks, but we'll deal with it. All right, so bent it up through around there. It's got these like things that you just screw in and then zip tie. So I got those. It's ran across here, down across here, up through around there to there, around, up over the fuel tank, along with the fuel line, there to there. Now you can see how crusty this car is on the underside. And there you go. Full circle. So now all I gotta do is get the box wired in. Should be pretty simple, so let's do that. All right, well, I dragged another one home, but this one's unfortunately not gonna see the same fate as the other one. Buddy borrowed me his truck, and so we just dropped the subframe out of it because something tells me if I drop it on the ground in the back without pulling the subframe probably won't come out, even though there's a lot of good stuff on. I've now got a backup differential, axles, mind you, that's assuming all of these bolts come out. This thing will be soaking for a while, so, but yeah. And I mean, the big thing, I don't need any of the control arms. The knuckles would be nice. The cradle I'm going to clean up and do my reinforcements, powder coat it, and then I'll swap this one into the other car, or into my car. So, but yeah, so got those. It has rear quarters, it has the rear hatch. That stuff's all good. We're gonna be doing S-chassis front end stuff in Paul's Conquest, so he needs these. Because we're going to basically modify all the S-chassis stuff to work on his. Actually, in the back, I've got majority of the other stuff that we'll need. We got some coilovers, the knuckles, and the subframe. So, I mean, we still got to get some more stuff, but it's a good start. It's definitely certainly enough to get us going, because the game plan is Paul wants to drift Conquest with me, so we're gonna put S-chassis in there. Should be much more nicer to drive than the steering box that's in there. Not like it was probably the worst thing, but a steering rack is significantly better than a steering box. Much less play. And overall, if we put S-chassis stuff in there, he has a crap ton of options for modification, like, you know, any angle kits, any of that stuff. Because we're gonna literally it'll be all S-chassis. We're gonna put S-chassis. I'm gonna use this one as a jig. So we'll weld up something that goes to here, where these holes are, and then it'll bolt in up here. So theoretically, all we gotta do is mount this, and then we'll be able to bolt the S-chassis stuff right to this, and then we'll know exactly where we need to make top hats for the Conquest. So should be fun. But yeah, at least this car gets to at least live on a little bit. So. All right, so now it's to work on the finalizing the video here. All right, so obviously I got that S13 now here for parts. It's got a good hatch on it. It's got good glass. I'm going to use it up for mocking for Paul's Conquest. It's got 2 sets of doors. The other doors are right there. I'm probably actually going to swap those over right onto it because they're just normal paint. So all I got to do is just sand them down when I go to paint the car eventually. I have that paint, I just haven't got around to it. So yeah, so I've got that. Then that subframe I pulled out, I cleaned it with some rust stuff and painted with some rust reformer. And it's good until I order some. GK Tech makes some weld-in braces. I'm going to do those, weld those in, then powder coat this thing. And then the last week and a half, I've been dealing with a stupid thing. Car wouldn't hit limiter, and it ended up being one coil was bad. I mean, multiples could have been bad, but the LS2 coils kind of took shit on me. So I swapped over to the D581, same thing that's on the Fiero. I bought some LS2 to the D581 connectors, so that way I didn't have to splice the harness or anything like that, just for testing purposes. But yeah, finally got that thing figured out. We did a bunch of crap trying to figure out what the heck it was. Ended up being that. So car's back on being rippable. Yeah, I guess that's the gist. Things to come forward or from here is going to be Paul's been piling some parts here for the Conquest. So yeah, that build will be going down this winter. Hopefully he'll be drifting with me next week or next year. R6 did great all year. Love this bike. It also just needs some paint. And I do need to put a new TPMS sensor on it, because that's actually what was causing my issues. That's why I replaced the coils. Coils didn't fix it, but at least now the spark plugs and the coils are all done. So that's all that really matters. But yeah, that is been my summer. I'm sorry I haven't posted. I'm just dealing with some crap and trying to put on a happy go get 'em face, and yeah, really need to get back into the swing of filming stuff. It's been one of those where, well, a lot of the stuff I just like to try and go and experience it instead of documenting it. So that's kind of a my fault kind of thing. But yeah, tomorrow's gonna cook out, and then that's kind of the end of car season. So yeah, you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Hopefully we'll be doing more. And expect a lot more live streams this winter for drifting, because that's what we'll be doing a lot of. And then, so yeah.